It's been that many days since I worked with Lexan, and the same number of days since I got a haircut. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 92 of What's on the Bench Weekly. What's on the bench? What's on the Bench Weekly. Yeah, that's right. And if you're not familiar with this show, welcome. It's where I take you through all the projects that I'm working on, things that are on the bench, things that I've received in the mail and have added to a truck or buggy and required work on the bench. Those of you who are eagle-eyed would know that this is supposed to be a live episode, but I'm actually away at the cottage this weekend, so I filmed this in advance. And we couldn't do a live stream, but for those of you who are channel members, and that is a whole new thing over here at the Scale Builders Guild, we've got a little thing called the Scale Builders Guild Insiders Report, where you get full access to exclusive videos, new content, how-tos, behind the scenes, all sorts of really fun stuff. And you also get early access to most posted videos. So I invite you to check it out. If you're interested, there will be a link down below where you can see all of the perks of being a Scale Builders Guild channel member. And there are a lot, including emojis, which you can use in the live chat. All right, enough selling. Let's see some stuff on the bench. First this week, here is the almost completed Vanquish H10 Optic. You can see I've added a livery to this truck. It's got a popular cigarette brand inspired livery. And I won't say it out loud, but you can probably guess what it is just based on that font. I took the existing wrap, which was really super easy to do. Honestly, I think I might do this a lot because the results are so great and it's so easy to do. I highly recommend this. If you are a bad painter, you will be excellent at wrapping an RC truck. It's really kind of foolproof. Go back and watch last week's episode, which I will link to right up here, where I show you all the techniques you would need to do a really professional looking job like this one. It's that yellow forged carbon fiber look, and then I went ahead and used my Cricut to cut a whole bunch of additional sponsor stickers in a brushed metallic matte vinyl, and I think it actually looks really good. It's stealth, and that was the point. I didn't want it to be an obvious livery. I could have just done this with red and white, for example. For no reason would I suggest those two colors, but it would have a different look, and I wanted to do something a bit different and original, and I really think that I achieved that. It's looking pretty good. You'll notice the interior isn't in there because I just finished a final edition of the James Knight Customs Matt and Josh interior. Josh is passenger and he's very upset with me. I am driver, and that's why he's upset at me. This is a really great kit to print. If you've got a 3D printer at home, resin or FDM, I highly recommend this to add to your H10 Optic because James has really knocked it out of the park. All of the stuff on here just looks fantastic. Our faces look like us. Josh's head is smaller than mine though, and that's not right. I've got a very small head. It's you know what? It's absolutely normal proportions to my body. But we look really good in there, and you can see I've added all the servos. There's a ton of wires hanging off the bottom here. There's a servo for the steering wheel. There's a servo for my head. There's a servo for Josh's head. You could add a fourth servo if you wanted for a handbrake. I just opted to not do that. I've got the handbrake here somewhere. Here it is. I'll just probably glue that in place because I don't have dig on this optic and I'm not going to add it. So there. But you can see it's all articulated. I've got cut to some video. The steering wheel moves, the heads move. I'm going to mix Josh's head into throttle, I think. So if there's more throttle, I think I'll have him turn his head towards me. And if there's less throttle, maybe he'll turn his head away in disgust. Who knows? But we've got to prime this and then paint it and detail it. That's going to be a really fun adventure because there's a lot of detail there and it looks really, really good. I am thoroughly impressed. Here, let's focus on the faces. There we go. That's better. It's a really great looking print. It prints really well. This is the final iteration, so this one is the one that you can download from My Mini Factory, and I'll be sure to put a link down below to where you can do that. My thanks, of course, to James for letting me print so many of these. It's been very fun going through the prototyping process with you. But yes, awesome accessory for the H10 Optic. It looks really, really great. And speaking of accessories for the H10 Optic, Kevin Fine of Fine Laser Designs sent me some very cool mounts for getting rid of body clips and body pins and these posts. I don't even know what I did with them. They're gone because I don't need them anymore. And while I could try to do a demo for you here, the install video that Kevin did is fantastic and way better than mine, and he's obviously got a tripod behind him, unlike me. But these are great. You just flick that little clip there, the whole door comes right off. There is no more pin. There is no more body clip. It just uses this really smart swiveling, I guess you could call it a clip, that just keys into another piece that you install into the actual battery box. And it's non-destructive, nothing changes here. You can go back to the original post and body clip situation if you want, but this is just so much easier. It just works so well. I highly recommend this, and Kevin has done some really great stuff in the past, for the SCX6 specifically, I recall. And this just adds a whole other dimension of ease and simplicity and really, really smart design choices, because the way he designed this, and he explains it better than I can because he's smart and I'm just a YouTube creator. If it ever starts to feel like it's going to get loose, it just gets tighter. Yeah, it does really work very, very well. And it's like a one finger operation, and it just locks those doors in place and just makes it so much easier to get at those batteries. And you may have noticed I've got battery straps on both sides because I like to put batteries on both sides of the truck to give it a little bit more weight overall. And also when I'm out on the trails, it's just an easier way to do a battery swap. Don't have to worry about putting another battery in on the same side. But now that you've got these clips, it is so much easier. So highly recommend that. Link will be down below. All right, in the coming weeks, hopefully I'll get this interior done, and then this truck will be finished and I'll actually be able to drive it again. Do you like this livery? Do you like the idea of never having to paint again? Put a comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of those comments as I can. Of course, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell, and check out the channel memberships. All right, on to the next thing. Hope you like big dumb military trucks, because here it is. The CUCV has... What did I do? I did stuff. I know I did something. What did I do? That's why that's back to 1. I put in a Lexan inner fender in here, and I'm sure I did other things. What else did I do? Oh yeah, marker lights are back on. Headlights and then front marker lights are in. Is that all I did? Oh my god. Yeah, I guess it is. I did use those RC four-wheel drive inner fenders. They obviously weren't meant for a GCM C-Max, so some trimming had to be done. But they work fine. They're in there anyway, and you know, it helps you kind of not see things through the body anymore, which is good. Yeah, this truck is coming together. It's slow, but it's happening. The interior's pretty much done. I do want to go in with the digital scanner and scan the inside of these fenders and maybe actually print some inner fender liners in TPU, because I don't like these Lexan ones. I don't think they look very good, and they're kind of not great. They're just okay. They don't really fit well with the whole motor cover and everything that's going on in there, and I want to make this truck good. So I think I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I will scan the inside of this and try to get an idea of, you know, how I can kind of close this out. Because if you look at it in certain lights, there's one right there. You can still see all the way through. And that's not appropriate. Yeah, so I did that. I put the marker lights in. That's something, right? I had to paint all the chrome bezels because, you know, there's no chrome on a CUCV. But yeah, it's coming along. I've got until August to complete this. And I think I'm well on my... I didn't say what year, though. All right. Did I do anything else this week? Let's see. What's next? Since I owe you a live stream, I will do one very shortly. And you know what we'll do? We'll build this... we'll build the Artful Dodgers Pathfinder chassis. That's what we'll do. Yeah. We'll do this soon. Maybe even as soon as this weekend. That could be a thing. It's a long weekend for me, so maybe we'll spend a day building a comp chassis. That could be fun. If you're into that, hit the like button. All right, finally on the bench this week, this bag of stuff doesn't look like much right now, but this is going to be a very exciting kit. This is from Twisted Fabco. Makes a conversion kit, or he's starting to make a conversion kit for the VS410 to go to leaf springs. And this is a full function kit. Everything you need to do the conversion is included. The only thing you'll need to find are leaf spring mounts for your axle and some axles that will accept leaf springs. So I've got those ready to go. But you get everything you need. And Twisted Fabco has tested all of this extensively, so you know it's going to work. And if you've not seen any of his stuff on Instagram, I highly recommend you check it out. He does really cool stuff. I will put a link down below. You should give him a follow, though. If you are into performance and leaf springs, this is the place to be. So, what we've got here is a front hanger setup. I'm going to leave everything in the packaging for now because I don't want to lose anything. But you get front hangers, you get some new shock mounts. I think these are shock mounts. There are no instructions, so it is one of those situations for sure. We've got our 410 leaf springs in the rear. Look at the size of those. Those are huge. He hand fabricates all of this stuff to his tolerances and his exacting standards. He even includes, this is awesome, some fuel tubing as bushings, which he's already installed in all of these parts here. Isn't that cool? This is so amazing. Everything is very nicely machined. You can tell that it's send, cut, send, and then he does a lot of TIGging and yeah, it looks like TIG. Oop, 10 o'clock. I'm not a welder, but I can tell that he's definitely put a lot of time and effort into making sure that everything's going to function properly. Driver's side, passenger side, front leaves. I've got some mounts left over for some F10Ts, so I will be using F10Ts. If that doesn't tell you what type of project this is going to be, I don't know what would. And then also included from Steve Price, some Pricey's Custom Crawlers shocks. These are set up for the front and the rear, 120 mil in the front. You're getting a lot of travel out of some leaf springs. This is going to be a crazy setup. I cannot wait. So yeah, I don't think that this is going to be worthy of a live broadcast because without instructions, I think there'll be a lot of me doing and undoing things. But watch for this on a coming episode, probably standalone, because this might be a project for Proline by the Fire. Hey, speaking of, are you going to Proline by the Fire? I will be there. So will a bunch of other people. It's a really great time. A highly recommended event in Southern California in late September. Check your local listings. But yes, I will be there. This truck, whatever this pile of parts becomes, will be there as well. And hopefully you'll check that out. All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Again, thank you so much for watching, and live stream coming up very shortly, maybe even this weekend, like I said. So keep your eyes peeled. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next week, or this weekend.